Hello, sharp minds. A lot of news to discuss, so let me cut to the chase. Our first story is straight out of Wyoming, and it comes from the Billings Gazette, who first presented this story on February 28, 2019, where a Wyoming man threatened police with a sword. A 58-year-old Campbell County man brandishing a sword who was arrested on suspicion of 3 felony charges Tuesday night. Deputies were called to a home on the 100 block of Peaceful Valley Drive for a possible suicidal subject, said Campbell County Sheriff Scott Matheny. When deputies arrived, the man, Jay Loveday, came out of the house carrying a large sword. He walked towards the deputies, waving the sword around in a threatening manner, Matheny said. The deputies stood behind their patrol car and told Loveday to stop. He refused, and when he got within 15 feet of the deputies, one of them used a taser on him. Loveday was arrested and taken to jail. He was charged with 2 counts of felony interference with a peace officer, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and domestic assault. He had been drinking that night and got into an argument with people at the home. Matheny said he allegedly slapped a 20-year-old woman in the face, and he also hit walls and objects. Then he repeatedly grabbed the sword and hit items with the sword. That was when law enforcement officials were called. There was no word on what kind of sword he used. Our next story comes from my home state of New Jersey, and it's presented by the Manville, New Jersey patch site, and it's from March 1st, 2019. A Manville man was found guilty for allegedly slashing another borough resident with a sword several times over a parking spot. Jared Rosano, 36 of North 9th Avenue, Manville, was found guilty of second-degree aggravated assault and fourth-degree unlawful possession of a weapon on June 13th, 2018 at around 10:28 p.m. A 911 call reported an assault in the area of North 9th Avenue in Manville. When police arrived, they found a 40-year-old Manville man suffering from several deep lacerations to his head, arm, and also had 2 of his fingers nearly severed as a result of the assault, police reported. An investigation found that Rosano returned to his home on North 9th Avenue in Manville to find his driveway partially blocked by a car. He went to the house across the street and demanded that the car be moved, according to the report. The victim came out, apologized, and moved his car. However, Rosano then called the victim over to his driveway and started attacking him with a sword. The victim then tried to block the attack with a contractor's level, which he had gotten out of his car to return to a friend. The victim was transported to an area trauma center for emergency treatment and underwent multiple surgeries, according to the police report. Sentencing is scheduled for May 3rd, where Rosano is facing a term of imprisonment of 5 to 10 years on the second-degree aggravated assault conviction and up to 18 months imprisonment on the fourth-degree unlawful possession of a weapon conviction. Man, all this over a parking spot. Our next story is from South Dakota. It is brought to you by KSFY ABC, where police say a man was arrested for drunkenly swinging a sword at traffic. This is from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and this was reported on March 4th, 2019. Police say a man is behind bars after he drunkenly swung a 30-inch sword at traffic near downtown Sioux Falls over the weekend. Public Information Officer Sam Clemens said officers were called to 7th Street and Minnesota Avenue Saturday around 8:30 a.m. for a man who was swinging a sword and trying to get cars to stop. Thankfully, no car stopped. Officers found 51-year-old Sean Courtney Rice at 8th Street and Main Avenue with the sword sheathed. He had a blood alcohol content of 0.298, Clemens said, which is about 4 times the legal limit in South Dakota. Police arrested him for disorderly conduct, drawing a deadly weapon, having a concealed weapon, and threatening law enforcement. Clemens says Rice threatened officers on the way to the law enforcement center, but not with the sword. It also does not state what type of sword he was carrying when he was swinging it around like a drunk. Okay, that's all the time we have for today. And next time you're outside, you better be careful or some drunk will swing a sword in traffic. Anyways, have a good night and a good fight.